Gary, thank you. New tonight, this is video from downtown Madison. Protesters making their message clear tonight. Defund the police, painted in large, bold lettering along Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard in front of the city-county building leading up to the Wisconsin state capitol. And as protests continue, local leaders are discussing the future of policing in Madison. Maddie O'Neill joins us live at the Capitol with what we're seeing tonight, what direction the Madison mayor would like to see the Madison Police Department go. Maddie?
Eric, a bit of a different vantage point from much of last week when we were by State Street. As you mentioned, we're on MLK Boulevard. I think it's safe to say there's a couple hundred people, and it just seems to be getting bigger. More people are pushing into the street toward the Capitol right now. Now, we showed you that video earlier. They painted defund the police on the boulevard right here. Started about 7 o'clock tonight. And, of course, policing has been at the center of these protests. We heard from the Police and Fire Commission when they met tonight. They heard an update from Interim Chief Vic Wall on last week's protest as they get the ball rolling on the search for his permanent replacement.
No racist police!
As Interim Madison Police Chief Vic Wall looks back on the past week.
Unprecedented levels of unrest and disorder here in the city.
He says the challenging time is like nothing he's seen in 29 years with the department.
It's very difficult for the officers who feel sort of a shared unity on the issue and a shared sort of anger about what happened up there.
Wall says in the violence that broke out in the first nights, 18 officers were injured, some getting concussions from strikes to the head, even with protective gear. And he knows of one civilian reporting being hurt by an officer. At the start of this week, he's answering questions from the Police and Fire Commission, including how the department is trying to bridge the gap.
The challenge that we've seen over the past week is that there isn't just one group that is organizing things. There's a lot of different groups.
Police joined a march Sunday, a step forward, according to Wall, but he acknowledges a divide remains.
Does each side just think the other one is making something up, do you think? Or do police officers think that folks are making this up?
I don't think our people at all think anybody's making it up by any stretch. And I will clarify that I don't think that, that our folks are perfect. We continue to try to do our best.
For more than a week, Wall says many officers have been working 12 to 18-hour days. Now, with days of peace, he hopes that can slow down, while the Police and Fire Commission is picking up on its search for Wall's replacement.
I think it might behoove us to open it up to the public to find out what groups they feel are important for us to talk to as we embark on this process.
The PFC is figuring out which stakeholders they want to talk to about the chief's selection, starting with setting up a meeting with the mayor. She said today that she wants a police chief who is committed to social justice and police reform. They also plan to survey the public in some way. Now, going back to that defund the police painting in the middle of the street here, we just heard back from the mayor's office. They didn't tell me if they knew about this ahead of time, but they are telling me that the city will not be stopping their efforts here tonight.
Maddie O'Neill reporting on Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard tonight, just south of the Capitol.